There are a lot of sports cards that are hot right now, but none hotter than the GOAT, Michael Jordan. And in today's Sports Card Investor, 5 Michael Jordan cards that are absolutely on fire.
My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies. And at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me on my journey to profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thankful today because my membership program has reached 1,000 members. We've just got our 1,000th member. Thank you so much to all of you out there. I had this dream a couple of months ago of building a membership community of sports card investors so that we could be closer with one another, we could interact with one another, we could learn from one another, and it has been amazing seeing that dream come true. But here's what is even more amazing. In the last couple of weeks, I have hired 3 people to join my sports card investor team. This is during a time when most businesses are scaling back. This is during a time when people are getting furloughed and they're getting laid off, and there's some bad things that are happening out there. And because of the support of my members and because of the support of this community that we have built together, I am able to offer great full-time jobs to people to join my team to help grow and expand the reach of Sports Card Investor and bring you even more better content. I am proud to have been able to do that. And I want to thank you out there. My members have helped that happen. You all are responsible for this Sports Card Investor brand growing and for us to be able to hire people during this time when so many businesses do not have the luxury of doing that. So thank you all. I love my members, and sincerely, it is an honor to have you as my members. Thank you so much for all of your support. All right, let's talk some cards today, and let's talk about the GOAT. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. During my top 5 cards episode last week, I told you that one of the absolute hottest cards back then was Scottie Pippen. And by the way, Scottie Pippen's cards continue to be absolutely on fire. Scottie Pippen's cards are up 358% in the last 30 days, according to my Market Mover sports card data tool. That is an incredible, incredible rise. And I mentioned during last week's episode, the reason for this is because the documentary of the 1997 Chicago Bulls, it is called The Last Dance, and the release date has been moved up. The documentary will start on ESPN in the United States and Netflix internationally, and it will be available starting April the 19th. It's a 10-episode documentary. It's running all the way into May. People are excited about this, and it's going to get great viewership because there's not much else sports-wise to watch on TV. So people are going to be watching this documentary. It's apparently going to be an amazing documentary. So as I mentioned in last week's episode, we've seen guys like Scottie Pippen, and their card prices have gone crazy. Now, since then, we've also seen guys like Dennis Rodman join the fold. You know, of course, it makes sense. Dennis Rodman's going to be in this documentary. His card prices are up 119% in the last 30 days. And we have seen auxiliary players, other players who weren't on the 97 Bulls, but who are players who might make appearances somewhere in this documentary because they were prominent players in 1997. Players like Karl Malone, his cards are up 59% in the last 30 days. We've got Reggie Miller, whose cards are up 45% in the last 30 days. Charles Barkley's cards are up 26% in the last 30 days. Akeem Olajuwon, his cards are up 16% in the last 30 days. You get the idea. A lot of these all-time great basketball players from the 1990s are seeing large increases in their card prices over the last 30 days while interest in this documentary builds. And by the way, those are all increases in the last 30 days, which I will remind you starts a few days after the NBA season canceled and the economy started to tank. So we're talking about guys whose cards are going up during a time when the economy and a lot of the sports card market was going down and down and down, which goes to show you one thing I love about sports cards is there are always opportunities to make money. Even in a down economy, even in a down sports card market, if you're a savvy investor and you're thinking about the right players at the right time, there is still money to be made in a down market. And don't look any further than Scottie Pippen, who I just mentioned, up 358% in the last 30 days in a down market. But we're here today to talk about the GOAT. We're here today to talk about Michael Jordan because his cards are some that have been going up like crazy over the last 30 days. During this down card economy, the GOAT is continuing to be the GOAT, and his cards are going up and up and up and up and up. And I say this with all due respect to you LeBron James fans out there. Not the junior to Michael, because LeBron James is a GOAT in his own respect, and I love him as well. And his cards have also been going up considerably in the last 30 days. So LeBron James certainly can hold it head-to-head with Michael Jordan, but the news of the day and the news of the week and the news of the month is Michael Jordan because of this documentary coming out. So let me tell you about 5 Michael Jordan cards that have been absolutely on fire. First of all, let's start with his 1987 Fleer. So this is his second year card. Now, everybody may know that 1986 Fleer, that's his iconic rookie card. There are not as many of those sold, especially when you get up into the high conditions like PSA 9 and PSA 10. Those cards are more rare, and they're super expensive and out of the reach of a lot of people. So a lot of sports card collectors and investors have been going after his second year card, his 1987 Fleer. And as a result of that, this card has seen big price increases in the last 30 days. Let's take a look. So what we're looking at right here on the screen is his base PSA 8. So it's his PSA 8 from 1987 Fleer. And as you can see, this card has gone up 88%, almost 89%. In the last 30 days. And in fact, if you look back here to even a few weeks ago, let's go back to March the 29th. You could have bought this card, the 87 Fleer, his second year card, in a PSA 8 for $179. This card today is going to set you back between $330 and $375. That's what that card has sold for over the last couple of days. So again, we've gone from $179 to between $330 and $375 over the course of just a few weeks span. Now that is the PSA 8 of his second year card. Let's have a look at the PSA 9. The PSA 9, certainly a bit more expensive because it's a 9, but it follows the same general pattern. If we went back to March the 22nd, his PSA 9 was $421, and yesterday it was selling for $1,000. $1,000. The overall increase over the last 30 days has been 81.8%. for this card, and you can see that awesome looking trend line on your screen to see how that has gone up. Again, a lot of sports card collectors and investors will gravitate towards the second year card of the player when the rookie card starts to get out of reach price-wise, which has happened with Michael Jordan. And let me say that again, the second year card of the player, because you might want to start thinking about, oh, I don't know, the second year card of Giannis, the second year card of LeBron, maybe even the second year card of Luka, which, by the way, would be this year's Prism. Those might be cards you might want to start thinking about because down the road, those cards could, and of course, we've already seen somewhat of a second year effect with some of those guys like LeBron, but down the road, some of those other players could have a really nice second year effect too, just as we've seen with Sir Michael Jordan over here. Let's look at Michael Jordan's third year card. Let's go to his 1988 Fleer, this one in PSA 9. Of course, the third year cards are going to be less expensive than the second year cards. I also think they were printed a little more. So this is his third year card. It is up even more. It is up 270%. His third year card is up 270% in the last 30 days. Think about that. during a time when people, are saying the sports card market is down, people aren't going to be spending money on sports cards, there's no money to be made on sports cards. Really? Because you could have bought a Jordan 30 days ago and just flipped it for 3 times what you bought it for. You're telling me there's not money to be made on sports cards, even in this current environment? There is. And look at this. You could have bought this card going back 30 days ago. This card was $96, $90, $94. The last few days, it has been $357, $319, $293 in a PSA 9. So the money, the leap in that card, just absolutely awesome. And it's not just his second-year card or his third-year card. Let's skip forward another year and let's look at his 1989. Now we're going to look at this one in PSA 10 because it's becoming more attainable price-wise because, again, these cards were in better condition. There were more of them. So it's more possible to get a PSA 10 of his 1989 card. And we're seeing a similar pattern. This one is up 97.7%, almost double in the last 30 days. And if you look at this pattern, you only have to go back about 2 weeks. This card was selling for $172 on March the 29th, only about 2 weeks ago. $172, and yesterday, $393. So you can see the type of increase that can be had in just 2 weeks. And there's been a lot of these that have been bought and sold online. So this isn't even just one freaky, transaction. We're seeing a very consistent trend line of all of these Jordan cards going up and up. But it's this next one that really blows my mind. And this one has gone a little too crazy. I'll tell you that right now because I am talking about Michael Jordan's 1990 Skybox. And granted, I love Skybox, but Skybox is right there in the epitome of junk wax. It is junk wax era. I actually have a ton of this particular card because why not? I had a ton of 1990 Skybox and it's all worth nothing except for the fact that apparently now this card in PSA 10, if we're going to believe the sales that occurred in the last day or two, this card in PSA 10 is now worth upwards of $300. $300. A card that you could have gotten a week ago for $99. Literally a card you could have gotten a week ago for $99, averaged on eBay for about $300. Multiple sales. Wow. Wow, like a 1 week period of time. And so what has happened here is, sports card investors have seen the jump in his second-year card, and his third-year card, and his fourth-year card. And then they're like, all right, well, what's the next card? Well, it's 1990. That's his fifth-year card, right? So we're going to hop on 1990. And 1990 Skybox it's a very pretty card. It's a beautiful design. It's junk wax. There's a ton of them out there. I've got a whole bunch of them here in my room that are just sitting around. Honestly, I'm not even sure I have them in top loaders because before there wasn't a whole lot of point in putting them in top loaders. But now it's like, oh my God, get those cards in not only some top loaders, let's get them in the magnetic holders. Let's get them prepped for grading. I mean, good God, right? I don't know that this is sustainable, a 257% increase, by the way, most of which we've simply seen over the last 48 to 72 hours. This one, I'm not sure is sustainable, but it shows you the hype and the interest and the rush right now in Michael Jordan overall and how popular all of his stuff is. And I'm going to show you one last card that's not his second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. I want to go a little further into his career because there's also opportunities throughout the 1990s. He had some really cool cards. There were some cool insert sets. There were some brands with pretty low print runs that are very, very nice cards of his that, a lot of people have kind of forgotten about, but they're starting to heat up too. People right now are saying, okay, don't just show me the early Jordan cards, but let's look at all of his cards and let's look for any cards of his that are particularly cool. One of those cards that has been talked about extensively on my Discord chat is 1993 Topps Finest Basketball. And this is the Topps Finest Basketball in PSA 9. Now, there's actually PSA 10s out there as well. And the guys on my Discord chat were buying and selling this card in PSA 10. They were talking about it a few weeks ago when the card prices were down in this range down here. And look where they are now, just a couple of weeks later. And I got to give a shout out to the admin of my Discord, Card Optics. He had this idea. He started the chat with a number of the guys in my Discord. If you're not part of my Discord, it's free to join. There are premium channels that you have to be a member of my membership program to get to, but the basic channels are free. And there's some good conversation that takes place on the Discord. Check out my Discord chat server. The link is on sportscardinvestor.com. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Discord. And of course, if you really want to get into the premium channels and get with a lot of the big sports card investors, you can join the membership program, less than $10 a month, and you get the premium channels of Discord. But let's look at this card. Let's look at this card. The 1993 Michael Jordan Topps Finest Basketball PSA 9. It's been an incredible run. It's been a 400% increase over the last 30 days. This is the largest increase of any of these cards that I have shown you. The largest increase, a 400% increase. It's an attractive card, Topps Finest. It's a card that's not a big population. A lot of people are after this card, and you could have had this card a couple of weeks ago for $48. Very affordable, very affordable. You could have had this card for $48 and you could have turned around and sold this card yesterday for $217. That is the PSA. That is the PSA 9. And there are, of course, even more opportunities for increase in price like that with the PSA 10. So an awesome card, the 1993 Topps Finest Basketball, the #1 Jordan in terms of price increase. And congratulations to the guys on my Discord server who got in on that and got that card. Folks, wow, what a cool time. I got to say this. I got to say one thing. It is awesome that sports cards, this buying and selling and this activity, this is fun. And during a time when there are no sports on TV, there's no daily fantasy sports, there's no sports gambling, there's no sports. There's just no sports. But you know what there is? There's sports cards. And you know what can happen in the sports card market? Prices are still going up and down. This is a fun game to play. It is a fun game to play, even when there's no sports. The game of sports cards and tracking prices and figuring out, trying to stay one step ahead of the competition and figuring out how you're going to make money on these things. It's a lot of fun. And I would love for you to be part of my membership program. Will you be member 1001? Will you be member 1001 in the membership program? I would love for you to be that because there's great conversation like this taking place every single day. Go to my website, sportscardinvestor.com, and click on the membership button in the main menu bar. Again, go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on the membership button in the main menu bar. And while you're here watching my video, please give me a subscribe on YouTube, hit the little bell icon to be notified, and give me a subscribe on the podcast if you're listening that way. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope your week is off to a great start. I'll see you back in a couple of days with my next video. Take care.